Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RC Groups. Today we're back with Mike, but let me tell you what we're not going to do. We're not talking about glue. We're going to talk about Robart, the company, what it sells, the history of Robart, which is long. The company is at least 45 years old, and we think it might be moving into its 50s. And then I just thought we'll talk everything Robart. So there was the reason I'm doing this video is made a post on Flying Giants, and there was a little discussion on Robart and who owned it and the products. And I thought, you know what? Why don't we just go straight to Robart and get the story? So, Mike, welcome.
Well, yeah, Jim, it's good to see you again. And as most people know, on RC Groups and Flying Giants, you and I have been doing several videos about Robart product and Zap product. We just finished up the big Zap series. We went through all of the products. So we're out there. We're doing stuff on the Robart side and on the Zap side. We just finished up doing a video on the new landing gear for the Robart, or for the Top RC P47. So we've got new products coming out. At NOL, we're planning on doing another video on another. We are re-releasing a product. So we're out there, we're doing things, and we laugh about this here. It seems about once a year, once every 2 years, there's always a posting somewhere that says Robart's out of business, or Robart got sold, or something of that nature, right? And it is what it is. So I think we hit the nail on the head. Let's talk Robart today. So Robart, a lot of people want to know where Robart started and so on and so forth. So Robart was founded by two gentlemen, Robert and Bart Walker. So that's where, that's where you got the Robert and Bart. That's where you got the Robart.
Okay? I had no idea.
So that's where the name, that's how they came up with the name Robart. Okay. Bob was an engineer. He also owned a hobby shop in St. Charles, Illinois. And there was a big need for retractable landing gear. Back in the day, the old Byron kits were the big kits, right? Byron and then Zeroli with Nick Sr. And they wanted retracts for these. And so Bob, being an engineer by trade, and some of you who know him will probably affectionately call him a mad scientist at times. He just was really good at his trade. And so if you look at some of the legacy products that we don't make because we just couldn't compete in the marketplace anymore, is he took a radial engine, the big radial engine, World War II radial engine, and he completely shrunk it down. And Robart had a radial engine at one point. Now, with the overseas competitors, we just couldn't be competitive with it. And so we ended up discontinuing it prior to my tenure with the company. Okay. So that's where Robart started. As we continue to move, as we moved through, sorry, I'm closing something else so I don't get any pings in my ears. About 15 to 18 years ago, right around there, Bob was looking to retire. Bob and Bart both wanted to retire and go do some other things. So they sold the company to three gentlemen, of which one of them is still remaining with the company, and that's Dan Wenzel. And then the other
Mike, I'm going to stop you.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm hearing, and I wouldn't have stopped it if it was just like shop noises.
Yeah.
But it's almost like I'm hearing a radio or something. And now I don't hear a damn thing.
If it was there are shop noises in the background. They are cutting some product back there. So
I heard that, but it was like a sound.
Yeah, that's probably they were just cutting some, blowing out some wheels. The shop is actually just that way.
I was afraid we had a radio going or something.
No,
I've totally cut you off in the middle of this thing.
No worries.
Do you want to do a take two?
No, it's fine. We can continue to go through. It's fine. So
I'm just wondering how I'll cut this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what? So at that point, you had three partners, uh, and one of those is remaining. That's Dan Wenzel. And then 2 years ago, I bought out one of the other partners. As we went down the line, there was an in and out in there, which was Dennis Crooks. Dennis Crooks was very well known in the RC universe, in the world, right? Uh, Lots of time in competitions, traveled around the United States with the RC, very well known as a builder. And he wanted to retire. And I had been with the company then for about 6, 7 years at that point.
Let me ask you this. How did you become a part of the company? Like, were you in the hobby or were you in the business? How did you go from not being in Robart into Robart?
I was their banker. So I was their commercial banker. I worked at a small community bank in the area. And so I was a commercial lender. So I was in sales, and they needed somebody for on the sales side looking to take the Zap Glue into some additional commercial accounts. Okay. And expand some of the Zap Glue business. Because Dennis was working on the Robart side, I was handling the Zap side, and then Dan handles the business side or the financial side of it. And that's where the three of us kind of gelled together. Dennis wanted out. I wanted a piece of the action, and so I bought out Dennis. So today there are two partners as of today. There's Dan Wenzel and me, Mike Vassar. You see me on all the videos. You see me at the trade shows. I attend several trade shows per year, a couple of them outside of the hobby, as well as several inside of the hobby. My main line of business here at Robart is the Zap Glue side. I do support the Robart on the retracts, as many of you talk to me on the phone as well, but we have our whole team, our whole staff of people here working on the Robart side, and then I'm more concentrated on making sure that the Zap Glue for our territory is really taken care of.
Got it.
So in Robart, we have three lines of business. Okay, we have basically, in the business world, we call them silos, right? So you all know Robart. That is the RC aircraft. Retracts, accessories, hinges, horns, tires, rims, all of the ancillary stuff around the RC aircraft. We are also importing some planes, which are the top RC planes. Okay.
Do we want to jump off onto the website and go take a look at some of the things you're talking about?
Yeah, go right ahead. That would be great. So why don't you click on catalog on the upper toolbar there? And so where Robart got its bread and butter on the retract side was from the pneumatic side, right? So if you look at air systems on the left, click on that. And so we've got the air kits, air tanks, air cylinders, airline, tees, valves, couplers, anything having to do with operating your pneumatic retract system or any type of pneumatic operation. So if you want to operate your canopy, gear doors, any of that type of stuff, that can be done pneumatically, and we've got all the guts to do that. Okay.
Got it.
Retracts, if you click on retracts in that catalog there, on the now you can, that by manufacturer is our gear finder. This is a wonderful option. So if you've got a kit and you're looking for a kit, we've got most of them out here. So you can click on, for example, no, let's do Zeroli, go all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Click on the B25. A lot of people like to see that one. The 118 inch, go back. Yeah, that one would be fine too. Either one. Actually, go back one. Sorry. The other ones are more fun. There you go. Yeah, click on that top one. So you'll see that some of these show sold out, right? And so what that is they're not a totally discontinued gear, but what it is the volumes are so low that we have to watch our pricing on these constantly. Okay, so so that's what the gear finder is. We've got our own robo struts, we've got wheels and tires and all of that here. So that's silo number one.
Okay.
We should probably talk about here is that this is made in the USA. Right here, Batavia, Illinois. I live in just north of here. Dan lives just south of here. We live in Illinois. Our employees are here. What do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Today, 13 employees. And we are hiring. So that's where we stand on the Robart silo. The second one is the Zap glue. We've been doing all these videos. People know Zap, right? It is a complete adhesive system. All the way at the top toolbar, hit Zap adhesives. Yep, there you go. Cyanoacrylate, the accelerators, some specialty glues, tips, Z-epoxy, thread locker. We also have a full line of adhesives that go into the fly fishing world. So we handle a lot of different communities with this.
Right? So if you have any interest in the Zap line, I will put a link in the description that will take you to a video we did that has every Zap product offered. So you can kind of get an overview of what's happening there.
Jim, why don't you click, see that there says Zap app. This is something that we've talked about and probably should do a video on. So people, if you're struggling on what glue to use, so wood to click on something else, anything, hit the drop down button to glass. Okay, so Zap gel, that's the right glue to use for that application. Now we've even gone as far as getting some specific RC related stuff. So on the left side there, hit that drop down and leave it open for a second.
Okay.
On the left one where you have ceramic, click that drop down. It's not showing up on the video.
Oh yeah, I've got it over here.
Okay, so go to Robart hinges, I believe is one of them.
Yep.
And to maple or to balsa. Okay. This will even go into some specific adhesives or glues that you should use for some specific hobby-related materials. Right?
Got it.
So the third silo of business that we have is with our machine shop, we do job shopping. And so we're out talking with other businesses throughout the United States. And one of the main lines of business out there is for thermoforming. We cut molds in the thermoforming industry. So if you've ever gone to the store, you got a card, and then there's the blister that you have to pull off of it, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah. So blister packs. The mold to make this blister, that's what that we do also here. So we've got 3 silos of business, and that's the Robart and Zap line. We are expanding the business. We are bringing out new products. We are not going anywhere. We're excited to be part of the RC community. I'm excited to see everybody at the shows. We were just at Toledo. It was great to see everybody. I'll be leaving next week to go to Joe Knoll. I'll see people there. I'll have a plethora of products there, and I look forward to it. We'll be in the same tent with Balsa USA.
Up on Vendor Row, you get yourself a hamburger and walk on down.
That's right. And if you need to step out of the sun, it's supposed to be hot. The extended forecast says hot, which is great. I'm excited. It's been cold. We got our first, we had a nice warm spell in the beginning of spring, but after that, it's been cold. So
yeah, It's always hot at Joe Knoll.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the first heat I'll see of the season, and so just be prepared. Wear the right
Yes.
hat, shoes, bring all the water. You always want a bottle of water in your hand at all times at Joe Knoll.
Yes. So, what other questions can I answer for you, Jim?
Um, my whole goal is to talk about the history, where we're at today, the products you carry. The thing that I'm always interested in is we can't see the shop or the guys behind you, but you and I have done videos on retracts, and they're just so I don't want to use the word beautiful, but they're so well put together and awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, are a lot of your designs, do they come out of the shop right there? And if so, are they built in the shop? How does all that work?
Yeah, so that's probably something we should do one day. Is maybe we'll do a walkthrough. I'll do the
Yeah.
video on my phone, and we'll do a virtual walkthrough of Robart. So yeah, everything is cut here. We've got our machine shop. I've got we've got multiple lathes, multiple mills. We've got an in-house welder, paint booth, sandblaster, all of that right here. And then I've got my assembly team is right behind me, where they're assembling them. Our in-house engineer was off on a medical leave. He's starting to work his way back. He sits back over there. We are one of the nice things that we do is two of our employees are actually combat veterans, and so we look to do some assistance into some different communities. And so there's two communities that we really get involved with. One is hiring veterans. So we've got two combat veterans that do work for us. If they need to take some time off to take care of whatever they need to take care of due to any combat issues, we support them on that. The other one is we work with local communities that support mentally and developmentally disabled adults. And this is something that's near and dear to my heart. I've been working with these organizations for a long time. If you take a child and you put a child with Down syndrome or any type of these mental disabilities up on the TV, you just open the spigot and the money rolls in. But if we take an adult, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, because with advances in medicine, they're living longer and longer and longer, and we throw one of them up on TV and say, hey, we need some help. We basically just kind of turn the spigot on just a little bit, and the money just kind of drips in to help these communities, right? So what we do is we work directly with them, and they do some of our packaging. So your super stands that you purchase, those are all packaged by a local organization that does this. They get paid the same wage that anybody else that would be doing it, they get that same wage. We're also working with another organization in the area to assist them, where they're going to be doing some additional packaging. And one of the things that we're looking at is our airline. They are going to be cutting the airline to length, rubber banding it, packaging it, header carding it. So that's something I've been involved with for many, many, many years. And when I came to Robart, we brought them in here also and had them start working with us. And we're looking to expand that further and just help others that need a little bit of help. And that's awesome. And it's not just a give up. We're not just giving away money here, and they get to work for it. And there's a sense of ownership that, wow, when they get that paycheck at the end of every week, they go, you know what? I earned it. Just like if you and I are going to work, we have a sense of ownership. We have a sense of, hey, we did this, and right. And that's a wonderful thing. And we're really excited to be part of that, those communities, and continuing to expand on that.
That's awesome.
So,
well, I think that is almost everything to know about Robart.
Yep.
Even where the name came from, which I've never thought to ask.
You got it. Well, Jim, I look forward to seeing you in about a week and a half or so, 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
And I don't think we're going to be doing much of anything next week. I'm going to finish packing and start traveling and everything. So I think the next video that we're going to do is actually be at Joe Knoll with one of the re-released products. And I look forward to seeing you there.
So all of you head out. If you're at Joe Nall, go say hey to Mike and at Vendor Row. And if you ever have any questions about a product you want to buy or a product you have purchased, you can always reach out to Robart and get an answer.
You got it. 630-584-7616.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike, for your time. And thanks to everyone who watched the videos and hit all the like buttons and all the good stuff. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.